Zach Hardacre with the kick-off. And Liam Kay, one of two new men in this Wakefield side, takes the first possession for Trinity.
Well, he could have taken that ball out of play if he'd straddled the sideline there and had a penalty back on the restart, but maybe he didn't want to take that risk here. It's a fantastic kick deep into the corner, but he could have given his team a 50-metre advantage there. As it is now, they work their way up to halfway.
Test immediately for the new boy Liam Kay, and came up with the goods on that occasion. Here is Reece Lynn now. It's Joe Bullock with the tackle for Wigan. Farrell busy alongside Hastings. Pressure on the kick as well. That came in from Max Jowett.
Well, Ben, the kicking game will be so important for Wakefield Trinity today. They've got a real fast back three, but I think the man who's playing at full-back, Bevan French, in the number 6 jersey behind the route now, he has got speed to burn. He's one of the quickest players in Super League. The man who's carrying the ball's probably got the quickest play of the ball in Super League, so Wakefield have got an awful lot to contest with.
Contesting with Ethan Havard, the 19-year-old England Academy international. With the bash babies that Brian was talking about in the build-up to this game. Here is Liam Farrell now. Stopped by Jowett momentarily, but it's a quick play of the ball, and immediately Hastings on the back of that.
Well, that's what you're going to get from Jackson Hastings. First thing that he's thinking about is running, taking on defensive lines.
Comes back for Luluai, and it's a high kick testing Liam Kay again. They've come up with it. Thought for a moment that eluded Liam Kay. It's going to be the turnover.
Well, every time the ball goes in the air, it's got to be a challenge when it's high. Well, like we said, Bevan French has got some speed to burn. Will really look to challenge the likes of Liam Kay whenever that ball goes up and it drops on his head. Unfortunately, couldn't take it in. When you look at this Wigan side and you see the youngsters in Havard and Liam Byrne, you won't intimidate them. It's not about, like, people saying, well, why don't you just go after the young kids up the middle? For the likes of Craig Copter, all the experience he's got, the DNA of some of these youngsters, they won't be intimidated by anybody. You've got to beat them by playing rugby.
That was a Rona, and now Bill Tupu. Key strike weapon in the Wakefield armoury, as is this man, Tom Johnston. Stopped by Zach Hardacre. The kick from Gigo.
Well, not just stopped Tom Johnston, that tackle by Zach Hardacre, who worked really hard out to mark him, but he's obviously injured him as well. He's down now. That's a massive blow for Wakefield in his first touch of the match. As Manfredi now runs it on, the referee stops the clock. He recognises there's a potential of a serious injury here. He was spun over, wasn't he, and landed awkwardly on the body. Is it the left elbow that seems to have he's got most pain with?
He's had some injuries, and you just want him to have a good run of games, and he's an athlete. He's a gifted player, isn't he?
He thought he could outpace Zach Hardacre when he picked it up and scooted. He ran from behind to play the ball, but Hardacre worked so hard to keep pace with him, and then grabbed his shoulder arm and threw him to ground.
You'll do your work on that man, Tom Johnston, every time he's got the ball, because he is big, he is dangerous. When he gets into his stride, that man knows that there's not many better wingers in Super League than Tom Johnston.
Concern on the face of Chris Chester. Just 6 appearances last season, Tom Johnston, before suffering his second serious knee injury in 3 years. And now...
Well, this would be a blow for the game, not just for Wakefield. He's one of the best players, the most exciting finishers we've got. Not just a good athlete, everyone talks about him being an athlete, he's a good rugby player. He knows where to be and when to be there. And I hope that this left elbow here is going to be patched up and isn't seriously injured, for all of us who want to watch over the next few weeks and months what he and Wakefield are capable of.
He turns 25 on Thursday, Tom Johnston, the Young Player of the Year back in 2016. As you say, Phil, one of the leading lights, the big talents in Super League. It'd be such a loss as that left arm is taped up.
Well, it's so important, Ben, not only because he's got an awful lot of strike over on the left and he knows how to score, he's got a decent passing game as well. Tom Johnston got a good relationship over on that left edge with Bill Tupou. We saw how effective they were a couple of years ago. Everyone was talking about the likes of Johnston, Tupou, Matty Ashurst, who doesn't make this game, but they're really dangerous over on that side.
He'll struggle to pass after the bandage this time, but he won't be able to move it, will he?
And Chris Chester looking at Tom Johnston thinking, I hope he's okay, because looking at the bench, who could go out to the wing spot? No one really carries wingers on the bench or outside back, so he's up. It's a relief so far.
Danny Kermond watching on there. He started his career as a winger, but
I think that was a long time ago. I think that was a long time ago, Ben.
Bill Tupou would go on the wing, wouldn't he? They put some of the others at the centre, but let's hope we don't have to worry about that.
Sam Powell then for Wigan. To Havard. Just 19 years of age. Many rate him the best of Wigan's crop of promising young forwards. Space now for Manfredi on the wing, faced with Miller. Just does enough, and Johnston trying to add what weight he can to the tackle. Luluai on the last tackle. Liam Kay solid underneath that. It's a good chase, led by Farrell.
Well, every kick so far that's gone up from Wigan's gone to Liam Kay. Not choosing to kick it over to Tom Johnston's side.
Jay Pitts now for Trinity. Farrell again with a tackle there. Johnston. Josh Wood. Kyle Wood on the bench this afternoon. Josh Wood, the starting hooker. As Arona gets the ball, gives it to Miller, and now Bill Tupou.
Powerful how he just walked through the first 2 or 3 defenders for Wigan.
Powered through that Luluai attempt as Gigo puts boot to ball, and on the bounce finds Bevan French. 16th consecutive Wigan appearance today. Full-back in the opening 7 games, Bevan French.
You just got to meet him with that solid white line, haven't you? You can see how quick he is. As soon as that kick goes up, you've got to talk to players either side of you to get up and try and put pressure on him.
Manfredi played the ball for Powell. Marshall can't escape. Now Farrell. Stopped by Pitts. Bibby now. Hastings. Lateral run. Liam Byrne crashes onto that. Tackle comes in from Arona. Hastings on the last tackle. Kicks for Johnston.
Well, did well as soon as he got that ball. He went down to ground under some pressure from Zach Ardeka, but again, second time in the game he goes down. It's not the injury that he sustained to his left arm.
Bravery from Johnston, though, to take that ball, immense. Warrior against the Warriors. Gigo. Space for Reece Lynn. Lynn almost through Marshall's tackle, but Marshall comes back, puts his man over the sideline, congratulated by his teammates. A test for Liam Marshall, and he's come up with the answer.
Well, they've fallen into a trap, as we see. Tom Johnston doesn't look as though he's going to maybe play on here again. Been given some painkilling tablets, I think, as the physios and doctors deal with him. They fall into the trap of being able to go forward. They try and go around Wigan, and that territorial temptation has just been too much for them. They thought they could gain the ground by going wide. 6 minutes into the game here now, Wigan are just forcing the match to the end of the field that they want to be at, close to Wakefield's try line. Setting a set, you know, 30 metres from the line that they've got to get over and get the ball down.
Johnston continuing for now. Here is Bullock for Wigan. First start of 2020, sub in 4 of the last 5. Powell, Havard. Play the ball for Sam Powell once more, and Luluai now has Hastings for company, and then Farrell inching close at Wigan. 6.5 minutes gone. All the Warriors so far.
Well, he's lost that ball here, Liam Farrell. There's a late movement at the back of the ruck from Jackson Heston. He wanted that ball quickly, he wanted it in his hands. Unfortunately, Farrell can't get up and play the ball cleanly. Some good defence from Wakefield. Answered a couple of questions, but again, they've got to bring that ball away from close to the line. Like Phil said before, they can't just shift the ball wide with no real purpose. Try and make a dent in the line, and Thomas Lulawai, half-back, the man who plays alongside Jackson Hastings. There's obviously a problem with him, and Adrian Lamb will hope that one of his playmakers is okay as well.
Well, yeah, there's a rule, isn't there, that whether they should stop the game for this. I think the referee said he's going to have to leave the field, is he, at this point? He's got to go off before he can come back on. See him hit after the makes the pass, twisted his ankle, I think, awkwardly as he hit the ground.
Lulawai does leave the field. Josh Wood. There's Navarrete. Now Tupu, and Johnston with it. Took the tackle. Came in from Isa. Miller now. Josh Wood. Tanganoa with a powerful run.
That is exactly what they need. Unfortunately, he loses the ball. He is a powerful, explosive player. Tony Tanganoa. His best position is in the back row. He has played up front for them at prop, but so powerful. Great leg speed going into contact. Bangs those defenders back, but makes a mistake.
Former junior Kangaroo Tanganoa's 22nd consecutive appearance since moving to Super League in May last year, but that's handed Wigan a chance in the Wakefield half again. Havard. Powell. Lulawai. That was Hastings. Bevan French into the line. So dangerous when he gets involved. Gives it back to Hastings. Havard now. His second involvement. Trying to get through Pitts' tackle. Can't do so.
He's had a big 8 minutes, Kieran Havard.
Kopchak downstairs to finish the tackle off. Wigan looking dangerous. Lulawai almost through. Flings the ball back to Powell. He volleys forward. Gone dead though. Frustration for Adrian Lamb.
Very nice pass from Liam Byrne, though, wasn't it, there, to set that up. You know, as the bigger men in the middle there, they can develop that pass. It just adds to Wigan's threats. Don't convert the chance in it. Frustration for the Wigan coach.
8.5 gone, nothing to choose between Wigan and Wakefield in game 2. Here is Reece Lynn now. Josh Wood. Gigo. Meters after contact there from Tony Gigo, the 29-year-old Lance Todd winner, of course, back in 2018 as Catalan stunned the Rugby League world by taking the Challenge Cup back across the channel. Josh Wood now. Arona. Navarrete. Wood with another scamper forward. And it's a Wakefield penalty.
That's clever play, that, isn't it, by Josh Wood. Knew exactly what to do. He knew that the referee was in a good position to spot the Ethan Havard's offside. A temptation's just too much for him.
So Marcus not square. That's six, not 6 again. That's a penalty then, is it?
They're going to go for goal here.
A bit confused on that because I thought Marcus not square was 6 again. So perhaps we'll get clarification, maybe half-time or full-time there, just to explain that. The ruling that I read from the Rugby League said if the markers weren't square, so the man wasn't stood in the correct position as Havard isn't there, that would be 6 again, but he blew a penalty.
Debut for Tony Gigo. Actually Trinity's 4th full-back in 7 games this season, the French international. This give Wakefield the lead. 2-0, Trinity ahead. 10 minutes gone.
Well, Chris Chester will take those points, and like I said, Josh Wood, good player, spotting that there was an infringement around the ruck, and what I believe that those rules are ball steal if you stood offside or foul play. That's what you get picked up for, isn't it?
Well, that's not what was sent out by the rugby league, but we'll not argue about that now. We'll find an explanation of that. Maybe I'm wrong. We'll check later. And like you say, Wakefield aren't unhappy. Poor start, I thought, from more sides. Too many handle errors in the first 10 minutes, but they haven't played for 4 or 5 months, so maybe they'll settle into it now and start to see the skill that they've got.
Jay Pitts kicks it in for Wakefield. Ian Byrne in defence on Roman Navarrete. That was a Rona, Miller. And via Gigo.
They'll go into their danger man over there on the left-hand side is Tom Johnston.
Well, Tommy Luluai has obviously had to leave the field. We're going to have got some problems. We might find out what Harry Smith, someone to replace him. Not a change you'd expect to see in the first 10 minutes.
The 20-year-old Harry Smith on the Wigan bench this afternoon, the England Knights international. Could be an early introduction for him. 12 minutes on the clock. Marshall. Bibby. Quick play the ball. Wigan looking dangerous, even from deep. Navarrete, Kopchak. Bring Bibby to ground. Here is Liam Farrell now. Powell has Hastings for company. Ian Byrne. Powell and Hastings combine again and then flung in the direction of Jake Bibby. He's done really well to find Marshall, and Marshall chips over the top. Could this be a Wigan try? Thrown back by Bevan French and in the nick of time.
I'll tell you what,
Bibby's denied.
It was a good job Josh Wood was there then. Wow. I'm just going to check here now how to restart the game.
Well, they're worried that Bevan French may have already left the field. He might have already been on the dead ball line here as the kick goes over. Great pass by Hastings, and Bibby does well to keep alive. Liam Marshall, right foot kick over. Now, Bevan French is in the field of play. His feet are off the ground, so there's nothing wrong with that. And that's cleared by Josh Wood, so goal line dropout, I think.
Dropout. Good play from Wigan. And Liam Marshall in particular, the skills that he's got. Bevan French, well, you don't give up on a play, do you? And Bevan French, like I said before, an awful lot of speed, gets himself there and gives his team an opportunity and earns another set of 6.
Really important contribution there from Josh Wood. As Thomas Luluai receives treatment on the sideline. Looks like a left foot problem. Maybe hear more from Jenna Brooks in a moment. Here now is Liam Byrne. Crashes into that Wakefield defensive wall. Bullock, strong run from him. Wigan with the tails up here. Trailed by 2.
Always got that option, Jackson Hastings, for it a lead ball or someone out the back.
Powell, Hastings. Harry Smith, short ball, first try for the Wigan Warriors, and it's Zach Hardacre who goes in. His 200th Super League appearance this afternoon. A debut try on this ground against St Helens back in March 2011. And now Zach Hardacre strikes for the Warriors at Headingley.
Well, Zach Hardacre scores, but you just look at the work from the youngster Harry Smith, the man who I think's been groomed to take over Thomas Luluai. He fixes the defenders as they shift the ball. Yeah, all eyes are on Jackson Hastings, but have a little look at the work there. He sucks in 2 players, Harry Smith, and he only passes that ball when it's time to pass it. Timing is everything in sport, and just look at this. Gets 2 defenders looking, Tupu's looking at what's outside of him, but a great line back against the grain, looking for those weaker shoulders from Zach Hardacre. Look at that, Jacob Miller takes his eyes off where that man is and hits a really good line back to score the opening try for those Warriors fans sat at home. Warriors fans delighted.
Also going to try and improve his own touchdown here, Zach Hardacre, trying 7 goals in a 46-16 home defeat of Wakefield 11 months ago. And the kicking boots are working as well. Wigan lead by 6 points to 2.
I suppose they've got 2 of the halfbacks in this, Hastings and then Smith as well, hiding the ball from the opponents. And I guess what that does to the defenders, momentarily it changes your centre of gravity. With your balance, you can't see the ball, you're not sure what's going to happen. It is for a fraction of a second. But that's all that the ball player's trying to do when he turns his body to the defenders and hides the ball from them there to just try and get them out of place, out of sync. And they did it perfectly well there to allow Zach Hardacre to walk in there. Started well, Hardacre in that centre position and looking sharp.
First try of Super League 2020 for Zach Hardacre. The restart's a good one from Wakefield. Byrne with the first run forward. As Wigan try to back up that try. Powell. Marshall. Jay Pitts among the tacklers there for Wakefield. Powell once more. It's time for Bullock.
They've got another set of 6 here. Again, good strong running from the Liam Marshall and Don Manfredi.
Yeah, no buzzer on the field for the players to know, though, is it? It's difficult for them to know. We're luckily you're informing everyone, Terry. That's not always the case out there.
So, tough examination of this Wakefield defence coming up. Wigan on a roll. Powell, Bevan French. Decided to hold on. As Powell waits once more. Back on the inside from Hastings. Havard now. 3 in the tackle for Wakefield. Last one. And they repel one more. This Wakefield defence. The pass from Harry Smith. He kicks on. Wakefield come up with it.
Well, it's not the pass that he was after, Harry Smith, but he's not the biggest, but not scared to go and have a real dig at the defensive line. Speaking about having a real dig, what about that for the shot? Wakefield under the pump here.
Wigan have it back in dangerous territory. Hardacre, though, has carried the ball out of play. It was an untidy pass, and the Warriors don't make the most of that opportunity.
Hands up, apologises. Knows that that's a real chance that's gone begging, whether they scored off it or whether another set of 6. You could just see that Sam Powell gets his shoulder in, dislodges the ball from Tupu. Then Zach Hardacre has the ball. Whether he's trying to swap the ball from his left to his right and then get the fend away. It's relentless pressure. It seems like all the game is coming from down there Wakefield's line.
Territory all Wigan's, and now they will hunt the mistake as Wakefield trying desperately to get the ball away from their own posts. Tupu with the first carry. As Gigo. Navarrete. Tanganoa, I beg your pardon, and now Arona.
Struggling to gain ground there. I mean, Wigan have had 4 times as much possession in their opponent's half as the Trinity team. And later on, that does tend to tell on the scoreboard here.
Miller gets the pass away. No way through, though, for Tupu. Johnston. Miller. Kopchak. Won't take a backward step, the Welsh international. 20 appearances for his country, Craig Kopchak. Gigo eludes the first tackle. Still running with it, the exciting Tony Gigo, but it's the last tackle.
You know, he is a maverick. He's got a high skill set, hasn't he? Tony Gigo needs his hands on the ball, but trying to get that quick play the ball for Tony Gigo to get into space is difficult. They're struggling for metres at the minute, Wakefield. And they've forced an error here. Again, it's a good shot on Liam Marshall.
Winger concedes possession, and so Lynn can pick up for Wakefield. This is the best territory they've found themselves in for some time. Jay Pitts now. Patience, composure were the watchwords for Chris Chester and Wakefield. Jowett, Miller. Tanganoa. Tackle just 9 metres or so away. Miller once more. This is Arona. 7 metres separate Wakefield and that Wigan line. It's 4 points the difference. The pass, though, evades Miller. Knocked on by Jowett, and Wigan can counter.
Well, they've got to be better. They've got to take the chances. Close to the line, 10 metres out. Can't come up with a sloppy play like that. You could see that Miller and Jowett pulled away from that play. The ball wasn't good enough from dummy half, and Jowett just couldn't pick it up cleanly. You've got Craig Kopchak. Is he out?
Referee Ben Thaler immediately stops the clock.
Well, Liam Farrell, as soon as he gets that ball, Kopchak, he goes in to try and effect the tackle. And as soon as he hits Farrell, he bounces backwards. That changes direction. I think he gets one from Romain Navarrete, his own teammate. He's expecting Farrell. He's not expecting his teammate to come round the back and just catch him with the elbow. He'll be full on. Warning Romain Navarrete, ex-Wigan, wants to dominate every collision he goes into, and especially against his former teammates.
59 Wigan appearances over 3 seasons in Lancashire. Became the first Frenchman to appear in the Super League Grand Final with the Warriors back in 2018. Some damage there, but Kopchak okay.
Well, they go for an assessment, and they have brought somebody on who has got the X factor for Wakefield. Someone who is highly regarded, not only by the fans, but by the players themselves, because he'll do anything. Fafita, he can be one of those game changers in the middle of the park that you're after.
David Fafita's Super League bow in 2020. He was a sub in the Cup defeat of Bradford. This is his first taste of Super League action this season. Navarrete busy again, but the offload for Havard. Into the second quarter of this game already. Smithies.
That's what you like about Smithies. He took the first tackle.
It's a great
he offloaded the ball, but he's been dominating in that one.
Tackle, Terry,
spun over and slammed on the floor.
You know, Josh Woods has done well. He's not the biggest player there. Some of his tackles, I think he's made 12 or 13 so far in the time we've had. He's cut him in two there. Great effort from him. And then does he try and offload?
Do you know what he is as well, though, when you talk about Josh Wood? He's probably got the best tackle technique in the Wakefield side. He really is a great defender. Good technique in collision on some of those bigger men.
That's got Wakefield fired up now. Josh Wood receiving the congratulations of his teammates, and now they've got Wigan where they want them. Arona plays it to Josh Wood. To his left is Miller. Way through for Tupu. Big drive again from Tanganoa. They've the platform for Wakefield. They had an overlap momentarily on the right-hand side, but there's a fumble from Jay Pitts. The pass was from Gigo.
Well, the referee said...
Chester cannot believe that.
The referee, Ben Thaler, said that's play on. When Navarrete went to ground, the Wigan defender fell off him so he could get up and run. Decided to try and pass the ball, put his teammate under some real pressure, Jay Pitts.
They're putting Chris Chester through the ringer here, Wakefield.
Well, both teams are making the similar mistakes, so it sort of evens itself out, doesn't it? It's not made it a particularly free-flowing game or as much skill as we saw from Salford before. But neither team quite got back into the groove yet.
Powell stumbles. Just is collecting that ball over Adam Tangata.
Penalty, field position.
So he shaped his 6 again, didn't he? Shaped his 6 again and then upgraded it to a penalty.
Wakefield completing at 45%. Those sort of stats.
Well, Wigan are only about 50 or so,
58,
so
62% they are.
just went up, didn't they? You're waiting for it to rise.
Smithies for the Warriors. Big carry to get Wigan in decent territory here. What can they make of this chance? Hastings has it. Wrapped up by Lynn, but that's how close the Warriors are. Desperate for another try. Big run from the Irish international Liam Byrne. Powell That was Harry Smith and Hardacre. Hardacre puts boot to ball. It's a really clever kick. It could be a sensational finish from Bevan French. Immediately awarded the try by referee Ben Thaler, and Bevan French, 4 tries in the opening 3 this season. He is in red-hot form, the 24-year-old.
We saw Salford score some brilliant tries in the first game, with short kicking game, and they get the penalty from the referee Ben Thaler. They kick the ball out of the field of play, get another 20 metres, go over to the left-hand side, then come back to the right, looking for Zach Hardacre. And Zach Hardacre, look at that, good read, good footwork, steps off his right-hand side, spots there's some space over on the left-hand side. And when you've got someone like Bevan French, who's got some real afterburners, if you can get a delicate kick away, you know that man will be in the right place at the right time to get the ball down. And Adrian Lamb and those fans know if they can have the right field position in this game, they'll score some points.
Try machine, Bevan French. Ever present this season. 35 tries earlier in his career and just 47 Parramatta appearances. That's the angle that Hardacre has to improve the try, and this for a 10-point lead. Not quite, but 2 tries in 9 minutes for the Wigan Warriors have put Adrian Lamb's men in control.
Well, some interchangeable positions here. They've got Bevan French now playing on the right wing, and it appears Zach Hardacre was at fullback really in that position. Got his hands on the ball and showed great skill with the kick. Maybe, I suppose, the demands of the fullback, maybe they move him around a little bit, but he's certainly found himself on that right flank to score there and just extend Wigan's lead.
It's French who collects the restart as well. Big carry again from Liam Byrne into the teeth of Arona's tackle. This is Isa, but he's lost the ball, and the perfect response for Wakefield. Fifita on the counter now.
And again, the man who forces that error is Josh Wood. A couple of players come into it, you bet your bottom dollar. And Willie Isa in there somewhere. There he is, number 11 at the bottom. He was the man who was bringing the ball away and was hit hard by Josh Wood underneath the ball. You know, you look at Willie Isa within this side, I think he's highly respected, does an awful lot of work with the young lads. Took exception to being picked up and dropped on the back by Josh Wood. Then you can see teammates coming in, makes it look worse than what it is really. He is a solid defender, isn't he, Josh Wood?
Certainly putting himself about early on here in this.
I like the way he backs himself.
In 25 minutes, it's a talking to.
So get apart. All right, we're going 0 tackle there.
Josh Wood and
you wait on me and play the ball
Jackson
properly.
Hastings.
All right, wait there. Wait there.
Well, we've not really seen Wakefield in this position. They've got 6 players here now, 20 metres from the line. How quick, well, there's one effort there in there just to set themselves up here, but they brought Kyle Wood on now.
He'll spark it up, Phil.
Tangata plays the ball. Here is Kyle Wood. Miller.
Oh!
And then dropped by
Sam Powell. That was a massive hit on probably the strongest man on the pitch.
He needs to be stronger with his hands around the ball, Terry.
Yeah.
Tanganoa's knock on. Chance goes begging for Chris Chester's Wakefield. Havard in the thick of the action now for Wigan. Hardacre. Tanganoa and Miller combined to bring him to ground. Harry Smith. Farrell. Pass. Doesn't find the target again. Frustration for Adrian Lamb.
There's a temptation with
for Bibby.
They had the overlap. and that catch and pass skill in one movement. Well, he couldn't twist and turn the body in one. Very difficult, but he knew that they had his teammate outside in space. Liam Marshall couldn't get it, and it just adds to the error count. The Warriors have made more than Wakefield now.
Kay plays the ball. This is the second of our Super Sunday on Sky Sports, and what a match coming up next. Leeds against St Helens. Don't miss this one, 6:25, Sky Sports Arena. Arona from Kyle Wood's pass. The busy Kyle Wood again since his introduction. That's a really nice kick. And problems for Bevan French. Dealt with it well, though.
He's got an awful lot of deception, Kyle Wood. Loves the six again, real danger man for this Wakefield side. Bringing him on the pitch, gives him real energy around the ruck area, along with Fafita. And you can get the ball to Tanginoa, that could cause some problems. Any big man in rugby league wants an early ball to pick his target out in front of him.
Manfredi and Marshall sharing the work for Wigan, getting them out of the blocks quickly. This now is Havard.
You know, for a young lad, he gets around the field really well, Ethan Havard.
Kick from Harry Smith, taken on the full by Johnston, and not troubled at all by that change of direction either, the winger, given the earlier injury scare.
And Mitch Clark on the field. We've got some competition for places up front. You think Tony Clubb, Ben Flower, Oliver Partington, the young guns that you're seeing out there in those positions today. Oh,
Kay rocked back there.
Was it Ethan Havard that hit him?
Huge tackle from Havard there. Fafita now. Havard again in attendance. Smithies over the top. Six again, says Ben Thaler. Gigo. Reece Lynn.
He's involved again. Havard is the top tackler in this game with 24 so far.
Got tackles in the bank here, though, Wakefield, in a good position, a good platform. Tangata driving into the heart of that Wigan defence, just 15 metres away. Kyle Wood. That's Jowett. Miller. Trying to put the step on Isa, can't do so. 5 away now. Kyle Wood. Fafita trying to use his strength. Clark in there. Kyle Wood. Miller trying to step away. Miller so close. Gets himself over the line, but held up.
Well, the captain going for it. He likes that responsibility as well.
Twice in that set of possession, he's run at the line, hasn't he? He's taken them on. And Mary's brave. It's the last play here now. Somebody else will have to come up with a big play.
What have Wakefield got in the locker here? Jowett. Gigo. Reece Lynn. Support from Liam Kay. Gets it back to Gigo. And Gigo with a great pass. It could be a try here for Jowett. If he can get the ball down. Referee Ben Thaler right on the spot.
That is great defence. They are a team that enjoy defending the Warriors.
No try on the field.
I agree with the referee. I don't think he gets this down. It was good work from Kay to keep the ball alive. When he looked to shift it right, to get it back into the field, looking for someone to just punch into the line. And you've got Morgan Smithies, the youngster. Look at his body. Look at the way he puts himself into the tackle and his technique to get hold of Jowett, clamp the ball to his chest and turn him over. Yeah, he's got some help from his teammates, but it's his initial contact that helped him prevent that try.
Do you know, I think one of the most important stats in rugby league now is held up in goal. How many times? We're going to do it twice in this set. They've held Wakefield up over the line and had to go back. And I think that defines how many tries you save. Obviously, they've got them over the line but can't get it down. To be a handover wanted, I think, with it being the last tackle. If it's no try.
Watching on. Denied the try. Great work from Morgan Smithies.
Massive play. Massive defensive effort from Morgan Smithies. We marvelled on how good he was when he burst onto the scene last year. How brave he was. how good he was defensively. Well, he saved a try then, and that would have certainly lifted this Wakefield side.
Now it's Trinity's turn to hunt the mistake. Farrell. Good tackle from Tangata. Reece Lynn in there as well. Smithies. To the tackle there of Kyle Ward and David Fafita. Powell for Hastings. Now Harry Smith. Isa with a kick. Straight down the throat though of Tony Gigo.
Well, they look to shift it. Looking at running the ball on the fifth play. Willie Isa looks up, sees the defensive line in front of him, tries to spot some space at the back, but couldn't find anything. And just look at the numbers, trying to slow that ruck down. Penalty. Ball steal here from Mitch Clark, the sub from the Warriors.
Well, we're going to be hoping that Mitch Clark and George Burgess can make the sort of difference that they're hoping with their size and frame and power. The best teams tend to have subs who come on and you actually notice what they do, and it's a test here now in the 10 minutes or less that we've got to half-time, whether both of them can do that for the Warriors.
Hearing that Craig Kopchak has passed his head injury assessment and will return in this game. That's a big plus for Wakefield, of course. 7.5 to the break, and here is Craig Kopchak to help his side. How can they close on this Wigan lead before the interval? Miller in possession. 2 tackles gone in this sequence. Tupu taken by Smith. Johnson for Miller. Tangata now. Just 8 metres away. Wakefield Trinity desperate for a try. Kyle Wood lively. Kyle Wood on the outside. Kyle Wood round his man for a hugely important Wakefield try. They had the field position. They were held up over the line. And then Kyle Wood, from that position, has got his first Super League try of 2020. And Wakefield with a really important score.
Big score for Wakefield. Look at that. He varies his game, Kyle Wood. Taking on defenders. Defender that goes up, plants the feet. You can see Willie Isa. He plants his feet. He's waiting for Kyle Wood to make the play. Whether he's going to drop the ball off to Jacob Miller, his captain. No, he's not. He's got the speed. He's got the vision. He goes for that line. And he's a player that always backs himself, Kyle Wood. Like I said before, got an awful lot of deception in his game, and Chris Chester knows when he brings him onto the pitch, he is going to give his side a lift. The bigger players around the middle find their job easier because he's talking constantly, and that's not been disrespectful to Josh Wood, who had a fantastic first period on the pitch, forced a few errors. You bring Kyle Wood on, he's an attacking player.
What a way to celebrate your 300th career appearance. Kyle Wood now with his 6th club. Gives Tony Gigo the chance to cut the gap to just 2 points. He's hit the post. How important could that prove at the end of this game? Gigo unable to add the extras, but Wakefield closed the gap on the Wigan Warriors. They trail by 10 points to 6 now.
Well, Wakefield spent the first 20 minutes of this match playing in their own half. They spent the last 10 minutes playing in Wigan's half. And that field position and the possession that they've had here has balanced up the scales, and you start to think they do look like a more competitive team.
Restart collected by Liam Kay. Tackle comes in from Marshall. That was Jay Pitts. Kopchak. Miller. Now Tanganoa. Tupu now. Big hit comes in from Burgess, but the offload away. And now Fafita. 2 sides going head-to-head now in the last 5 minutes. First half, just 4 points the difference as Gigo went to throw the dummy in. The ball comes out of his grasp.
up to that point, that was a really good set for Chris Chester's men. Tony Gigo, he gets that ball, and it just looked too easy. He looks to kick, then all of a sudden, he looks to play. Unfortunately, when he tries to pull the ball back in, he drops it cleanly.
Bibby for Wigan. Hardacre.
One out. Runs there. I'm sure Wigan want more players running with the man in possession here. Manfredi's injured slightly.
To his feet gingerly there and back play. Don Manfredi. Farrell meanwhile for the Warriors. Powell, short side play. Puts it to Hastings. It's a great kick. It's a magnificent try from Liam Marshall. It's not given yet. Great thinking on the short side from the reigning man of steel, Jackson Hastings. Liam Marshall had read the script. Will the try be given?
His speed of thought is second to none. His short side vision from Hastings. And just look at that. Marshall buys that space, stays behind, it's onside, gets the ball down. That's a big try for the Warriors just before half-time, when Wakefield posted some points, coming up with some decent field position themselves.
Do you know what he's able to do? And this is brilliant, I suppose, that he's able to look at players and look at where the opposition fullback stood. So when he knows that Tony Gigo stood in front of him in that line, they've got 3 attackers, 3 defenders, there's nobody behind that line. All he has to do then, and I say all, is put in a brilliant kick. And luckily for Wigan, Hastings has the skip. The fullback's lost the ball here on the last play for Wakefield. And then you might say he's potentially out of position here for the next one. Stood in the defensive line, unless that's the policy that Wakefield want to employ. Nobody behind, impossible then to stop Marshall as the kick goes through. It hits the ball at pace, and that's, I think, the difference to Hastings and many other players. When he does things, he just does them faster than their opponents can handle.
That's what it means on the new Wigan terraces. Two and a half to go as Hardacre adds the extras, and it's a 10-point lead for the Wigan Warriors. Liam Marshall has 100th career appearance. Blistering form, 4 tries in the last 3, make that 5 tries in 4 now. Wigan with a big blow just before half-time.
You see players in different sports just make things look easy, and Jackson Hastings is one of those players, and the game, it was so close. Wakefield attacking, Gigo drops the ball. The next set of 6, they concede points, 10 points behind now. You won't want to concede this set of 6, get into the changing rooms, regroup for the second half. Come up with some strong defence here, the first tackle of this set.
Kyle Wood having a really tough task trying to get Clark on the ground. Smithies now. More good contact from him. Takes 2 of them back with him. Powell. Farrell. Lynn with the tackle. Hastings. Flat ball for Clark. Can't get the offload away. Good work from Kopchak. Harry Smith. Johnston. What a hit that is.
Good shot.
Willie Isa.
Willie Isa and Don Manfredi. Well, they know now they need to be solid in this set of 6.
Step from Liam Kay.
They're just going to try and stop that momentum from Wakefield. Well, there's a penalty they'll get. Kick the ball off the field of play, get some meters. You can see the ball stripped from Burgess right in front of the referee, and they've got 40 seconds now to defend the Warriors, and Wakefield have got to just try and come up with some magic.
If they're going to find some magic, they're going to need to find it quickly. Inside the last 30 seconds. in this first half. Might be a couple of play the balls, if that. Tangata. Kyle Wood scampers it. But one way came back the other for Miller. Immediately shut down, though, really well by Bibby. It was Jowett. Fafita. Miller. Crossfield kick. Bevan French not interested in that. He knows it's out on the full. There's no Wakefield comeback before the break. A satisfactory performance, certainly for Adrian Lam and the Wigan Warriors.